people are talking smack about you. All right? Don't you care about the way you're portrayed in the media?
The media loves me. They try to act like they don't, but they do. They say they're done. They say they've had enough, but yet they keep coming back for more. They're like Chris Christie at a Golden Corral buffet.
Jimmy Fallon on NBC's Tonight Show in a sketch where Donald Trump gets some debate advice from President Obama. Since the Donald's presidential announcement, he's dominating the airwaves from late-night shows to news programs. You can't watch a program without hearing his name mentioned at least once. But is all this coverage good or bad for Trump and the Republican Party? For more on this, we're pleased to welcome in Rich Noyes, Research Director for the Media Research Center. And Rich, we'll get right to the research. Before Trump's announcement, the GOP race only averaged about 25 minutes per month of coverage from the alphabet networks. But since the Donald got into this thing, the coverage has expanded. Last month, 115 minutes? So how would you characterize all this new media attention?
Well, the ABC, CBS, NBC, their evening newscast, still seen by over 25 million people on an average week, didn't really care about the GOP race. Since Donald Trump got in, they do care about it. It's one of their big political stories. He's the big political story of July 2015. He's the big political story right now. It's not, the GOP candidates debate. It's that debate with Donald Trump in it and what's everybody else going to do. So, they're using him, I think, to stoke interest in this race, and he is getting far more attention than any of the other Republican candidates that were doing this all year. He's got 160 minutes of coverage of his candidacy. Jeb Bush has been doing this all year, 72 minutes. So Trump is 1.5 times that. Then you go all the way down to Chris Christie, 28 minutes. That's like, what is that, 1/4 of what Donald Trump's getting.
And what I saw, too, what was that, Dr. Ben Carson, only 73 seconds for crying out loud? It's really something. Hey, just a couple other questions on this, Rich. Political scientists at UCLA argue that Trump's early surge is a function of all this media coverage. Do you agree with that?
Oh, I think unquestionably it is. But I think if you look at the coverage, the coverage on at least these networks was meant to be very condemning of Trump. I mean, they were calling him names. It was all about these controversial statements he made, and businesses were pulling out of deals. The coverage didn't pick up on June 16th. It picked up in late June when Univision dropped the Miss Universe pageant. But all this negative coverage has actually built Trump up. It's increased. His name ID was pretty positive going into this, but it's built up with Republican primary voters, and he surged in the polls. So the media have a worse reputation than the people they call names. So I think it helps them with this base.
About 20 seconds, Rich. Long term, is this going to help or hurt the Republican Party?
Well, it's bringing a lot of attention to this debate. We'll see how the other candidates use that time, but they'll have a huge audience. It's their chance to break through too. It's like a lot of attention. You can use it to basically, build support, or you can use it to look like a fool. We'll see what happens.
And we will leave it there. Rich Noyes, Media Research Center. Sir, we thank you for your time. Now, time to hear what's on your mind via social media. Our first comment comes from TL, who writes in about last night's program, and our political analyst, Dick Morris. He writes, "Thanks for having Dick Morris on. I have never seen Dick laugh or smile so much ever." Quite a testimony. And, of course, we always appreciate Dick Morris and his take on politics. That's why it's so good to have him on. Our next comment comes from G-Man, who writes in about my exclusive one-on-one interview with Scott Walker, saying it looks like a great interview with Scott Walker. It's absolutely necessary that you are addressing the illegal immigrant subject. I realize that both you and I share a passion for securing the border. Keep up the strong stance on this, JD, whatever it takes. Thanks to the G-Man. Now, if you want to comment, it's easier than ever. You can use email, Facebook, Twitter, or our website, newsmaxtv.com/comments. My final comment for tonight, stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.